They've been building here for years and now it looks like this. What started as a plain, empty and old buildings has slowly transformed brick by brick, and today the skyline tells a complete different story right here in Dansoman. Now, let's be honest, would you pay more than 5,000 Ghana cedis to live in this neighborhood? Today, maybe yes, but if you asked the same question a few years back, most people would have laughed it off. And that's exactly what makes this change so fascinating. Because Dansoman isn't just another neighborhood. This is one of the earliest and biggest planned estates in West Africa. If you grew up in Accra, you'd probably heard of it. And if you lived here, you'd know it's a place full of life. From school to churches, food joint to music, Dansoman is almost a city inside a city. See, back in the 90s, this place was considered as a working class hub. The houses were modest, functional, and built to last, but they looked old even back then. So over time, some of these structures started to fade while the demand for modern living kept growing. That's when the transformation began, and as years passed, old houses started coming down. In their place, modern estate, stylish townhouses, and contemporary family homes. And that is what makes Dansoman today one of the most quietly transformed neighborhoods in Accra. Now, here's something interesting about this particular neighborhood. In most parts of Accra, when new estate rises, you lose the soul of the neighborhood. But Dansoman is different. It has managed to blend modernity with identity. Some of these new buildings aren't just plain walls. They are painted with kente patterns, African symbols, and bold culture designs. What I think is happening here is most of the older buildings around here have been bought, or some of them are even lands that are available around this particular area, and then they are putting up new buildings. And these buildings are not just the regular buildings that we see in town. Somehow this building comes with different kind of architecture, different kind of styles. Even the paints on the walls are even different. This particular building here that is written Ikua Trewa Heights, you can just see how the artistic of it, it's just so beautiful. And then there are other ones around here that are developing colors like the kente colors and more, and that is nice to see in this part of Dansoman, because being one of the largest estates in West Africa and having this kind of buildings with colors that even the place Ghana's colors like the kente colors and more, it's something nice. And I think most of the real estates should also take this into consideration, start painting their buildings or styles like this. It's like architecture with a story, a fusion of tradition and modern lifestyle. And trust me, you don't see that everywhere. The last place I saw something similar is the Villaggio at the Tetekwashi runabout. You can see just on my left is another upcoming building. When you look at the shape of this, you can tell that this is going to be a luxurious building. And then if it's selling, it won't be selling less than I don't even want to quote, but it's not going to be cheap. When you look on this particular road, you can see that this road is start all the way from the Dansoman May Junction all the way to this particular place, and then this property is just in front of the street. That even gives it much more price and more. But let's wait for the finishing part, and then we get to also see how this building will even be looking once it's finished, because it's already looking nice. And then I can't even wait to see it once it's finished. Now, before I move further, here are 3 solid reasons why I personally choose Dansoman. First, location. Dansoman is close to the city center, close to the coast, and surrounded by important road. That means you're never too far from Accra but still enjoy a neighborhood lifestyle. Secondly, community, and this is my favorite part, because unlike some of the newer estates where everyone lives behind a gate and barely knows their neighbor, Dansoman has always had a strong community spirit. You'll find schools, churches, mosques, and even markets all within a walking distance. That's why so many families want to stay here even as the architecture changes. And last but not the least is the investment. Property value in Dansoman has been rising steadily. Lands that once sold for the modest price now compete with mid-tier neighborhoods in Accra, and with more estates springing up, this is becoming a prime location for anyone looking to invest in Accra's real estate. Now think about it, you buy now and you benefit later, because it's a neighborhood in transition. And let's not forget that Dansoman isn't just residential, it's cultural. So when you see modern estates rising here, it's not just about the building, it's about lifestyle upgrade. Now, if you've been following my channel, you'll know this is actually my third video about Dansoman. In the first, I gave you an overview of the neighborhood and what's new. In the second, I documented about what Dansoman looks at night, the energy, the movement, the lights, and now this is my third video. I'm bringing you the new face of real estate in Dansoman. To me, it always feels like what happened in Queens, New York, a place one considered just another borough suddenly becoming a mix of old charm and new investments. That's the same vibe Dansoman is giving up right now. And the most interesting part is this transformation isn't even complete yet. This part of Dansoman itself is upgrading and it's housing development, and I think the rest of Dansoman should also do the same, because right now we are having newer buildings coming into the real estate market, and then Dansoman itself being one of the first estates in West Africa itself, it has lots of houses that are older enough, and I think when these houses are being sold, or new developers come in and then they buy these houses and then rebuild them to these architecture style of buildings, I think it's going to help with the aesthetic of Dansoman, and it's even going to drive in much more income, much more potential for Dansoman. Everyone would love to come to Dansoman because this place is on the next level. Everywhere is start. Most of Dansoman itself is start. It's, I think when you're rating it on 100%, I think it's just 5% of Dansoman that is not that, but most of them is that. So here's a question I'll leave you with. In a city where land prices are climbing and neighborhoods are evolving, would you consider investing here? Would you live here in a place that's balancing its roots with a new identity? Because Dansoman isn't just changing, it's rewriting a story. And if you're paying attention, you'd realize this could be one of the smartest investments in Accra today. This is Dansoman, this is transformation, and this is the new face of real estate in Accra. If you enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.